mine, and I really thank God because it has taken his hand for us to be where we are, for us to be alive, for us to be able to do what we are doing, like me sitting here, bringing this content. I don't take it for granted. It has taken the hand of God, and I really thank God for you and me. And first of all, welcome to this channel where we spread positivity and love. Love conquers all. Love covers a multitude of sins. That is what the Bible tells us. And therefore, I welcome you to positivity and love. And today, before even I start the video, guys, I really want to thank you from deep down my heart. And I really pray that the God who blesses, the God who shields, the God who surrounds his people with a hedge of fire to be upon you. The reason for this is because you have shown me a lot of love. All the questions I asked you, like the pack, the emancipation pack, actually most of you answered me, so many people, the emancipation pack, and the statues, the nude statues, that they represent freedom from slavery. It is a celebration by a song sung by Bob Marley, redemption song, shows how us who had been colonized were happy and celebrated to be free at long last. So some people told me those nudes represent the redemption song by Bob Marley. Others told me the nudes represent the way the people used to be kept. They used to be kept naked when they are brought as slaves, and they used to be sold to be displayed naked so that the masters can purchase them. Thank God that he never slapped us, that we are now free. We can be able to talk. We can be able to do our stuff in our respective countries. Jamaican people, I salute you for remembering this moment of pain, moment of slavery, but we thank God. It is all God, and now we are free. We can be able to do our activities in freedom. The other thing that I asked you guys was the statues that were inside the park. And so many people told me those were the heroes of Jamaica. And we really appreciate that you can be able to celebrate and commemorate the heroes that were there in Jamaica before the people who are there right now. And it looks like we are similar because in Nairobi, Kenya, there is a statue of Dedan Kimathi. Dedan Kimathi is one of the freedom fighters that really worked hard for us to attain freedom in Kenya. And he actually was killed by the colonial masters because of his stand. He was firm in whatever he was doing, and therefore he sacrificed himself so that we can be liberated from the colonial masters. We really salute our heroes, both Jamaican heroes and our heroes who sacrificed for us to be independent. Guys, somebody else told me that the sheep we were talking about, where Kino, Dee Mwango and Arwa, it is called the Peru sheep. And therefore, guys, you are the real deal. You are great. You are wonderful people. And I'm saying it deep down my heart. I really appreciate you people because you come in numbers to explain to us what we are not sure of. We really appreciate that. The other thing that I want to thank you for is the fact that most of you really welcomed me to Jamaica, and you told me you like the content, the positivity, the good things that we are bringing to you here, and we really appreciate that. We cannot be able to repay you, but we pray the God who sees in secret, the God who blesses, the God who protects be upon you. Protects you with your family, blesses you beyond measure, and shields you from everything that can come your way. We appreciate you. We love you. In this channel, I've been shown a lot of love, and I really appreciate. Today, guys, we are bringing you a burger. We are bringing you content that touches both Kenya and Jamaica, courtesy of our Empress Dee Mwango, shorn Arwa, Old Maya, Miss Trudy, all those people that have been in Jamaica. They have shown us a lot, and we can be able to compare notes between Kenya and the country we all love, Jamaica. And therefore today I want us to compare what are the cultural differences between the land of Kenya and the land of Jamaica. That is what I want to talk about today. And to start me off, I will actually capture what we have been shown by the people who have gone to Jamaica. Not the history that I have Googled, what I have Googled. It is what we have all seen being shown by these ladies. And by the way, I will compare with Nairobi, Kenya, and then I will look for a day. I go to Nairobi, or even a town nearer Nairobi, which is Kiambu, where I am. I stay in a town called Kiambu. Kiambu is just a few kilometers from Nairobi. And therefore, I will shoot videos so that you can be able to compare the Jamaica downtown and Kiambu town, especially in the evening, because that is when Kiambu town is so busy. And therefore, the people of Jamaica can also learn about Kenya. They can also get to know what we have here and what we don't have in comparison to Jamaica. What they have and what we don't have, or what we have and they don't have. We compare the two countries. And to start me off, I will start with something that was mind-blowing. And this was shown by shorn Arwa. We were shown, and actually I had seen it in the funeral Dee Mwango attended in downtown. And in this funeral, we saw that the bereaved family and the friends and the church and everybody who attends the burial, they prepare sort of a small house. I was told the name of that house, but now I can't remember. That small house where the body is put. And yesterday, actually it is yesterday, I was watching shorn Arwa's video, and I realized that in those tubes, or in those small houses where the Jamaicans bury their loved ones, they put on top what that person liked most. It was so mind-blowing. Imagine commemorating this person with what he or she liked most. Like I could see some let me call them, what can I call them? Graves. Let me call them graves. That is what we call them in Kenya. Some graves have been built houses on top, very beautiful houses. Others have been built tracks at Ori. Others have been built everything depending on what the person liked most. And I could imagine if you are a YouTuber, like Shonaro was saying to Dee Mwango, you would be put the sign of YouTube on your grave. It was so mind-blowing. Though it represents a sad moment to the family that is bereaved, it is so nice to remember this person with what they loved most. Here in Kenya, because I've told you it is a comparison between Jamaica and Kenya. Here in Kenya, when we bury our loved ones, and by the way, I told you that we don't build those tubes, those small houses. As we dig a hole, though some people from Jamaica actually came and told me, they also do the same thing. They dig the hole 6 by 6 and the body is put there. So in Kenya, all of us, we do that. So we dig a hole 6 by 6, apart from those that are willing to be, what is it called? To be burnt. Burning is not a good word. Excremated. That is the word. The ones that want to be buried, we dig a hole 6 by 6, and they are put in a coffin, and we bury them. After the burying, we put sand on top of the coffin, and to some people, they can build the hole inside the hole with concrete. But most of the people, they just put the coffin there in the sand because we believe that we came from the sand and this guy or this person is returning back to the sand. And therefore, after that, you can cement the grave, or we just plant, some plant trees, others plant flowers. Depending on what you want, you can either plant trees or flowers. So that is a great cultural difference between Kenya and Nigeria. The other cultural difference that I've seen in Jamaica, not Nigeria, between Kenya and Jamaica. That is one of the cultural differences. The other cultural differences that I saw with the people of Jamaica that is actually different from Kenya is that in the town, the major town, like here in Kenya, we have the capital city of Kenya is called Nairobi. Nairobi is very different from Kingston, the capital city of Jamaica. Because I saw in the capital city of Jamaica, there are parks, like the Emancipation Park. In Kenya, we have parks, but those parks are not constructed like we have a park called Uhuru Park. And recently, Uhuru Park has started being constructed to look similarly to the one I saw in Jamaica. But before then, Uhuru Park was just a place to go and rest. But in Jamaica, I saw the park is very well built with water, very clean, very many trees, the statues that we saw, very, very beautiful. But in Kenya, until recently, when the park was constructed and decorated and there were some what can we call them? Fountains in the park. Initially, the park was just like that, with the trees and glass. People could go and rest there. So I saw that difference between Jamaica and Kenya. The other thing that I saw different between Jamaica and Kenya, in downtown, I saw there was a lot of selling. People selling clothes, people selling foodstuffs, people selling all sorts of things, including fish. In the CBD of Nairobi, this was downtown, so it was not actually the CBD of Jamaica. So in downtown, in Nairobi, you'll find second-hand clothes, not new clothes. You'll find second-hand clothes, and there is no much activity like selling foodstuffs and selling all those things that I could see in Jamaica. And actually those carts, the pushing carts, they are not in Kenya. The pushing carts are not in Kenya. They use, what do we call them? We call them mkokoteni. Mkokoteni is a wooden carrier that can be able to carry luggage. But I saw in Jamaica it's something that is being driven, a pushing cart, very advanced. So when I compare Kenya and Jamaica, I saw that we have those mkokoteni, we call them mkokoteni. And I wish I have the photo, I would have shown you what we mean by mkokoteni. And it is very different from what I saw in Jamaica. However, there are some similarities between Kenya and Jamaica. First of all, before I go to similarities, there is also one difference I saw when Dee Mwango first arrived in Jamaica. In Kingston, the vehicles are driven at supersonic speed. I remember Dee Mwango was really fearing. She was actually so much in fear because of the way the vehicles were being driven. Very, very fast, and at times you could wonder whether these vehicles really create a lot of accidents. Because in Kenya, in the CBD area, the vehicles are not very fast. They can be fast, but not so fast. Not dangerously fast. So at least the drivers have a bit of manners. Though some of them are reckless, not majority of them, but I had Dee Mwango complaining and saying that the vehicles are driven in a very crazy way. And I had also Kino talking about the same thing. that the vehicles are driven in a very, very high speed. The drivers drive them at a very, very high speed. The other thing that I saw in Jamaica that is not in Kenya is the many rivers. Jamaica has got many rivers, and I saw it is the traditions of the people of Jamaica to actually go to the river as a recreational center. Go there, swim, go under the waterfalls, enjoy the water, and do a lot of activities there. While in Kenya, we don't have many rivers, and therefore you don't actually, even if we have rivers, you do not find most of the people going to the rivers to have their good time there. Very few, unless, for example, there is fishing, people can go to fish, and there are some young people who can go to swim in the river, but we don't have such rivers used as recreational centers. So we don't have that in Kenya. So I saw in Jamaica, the rivers are so many, very many rivers. The other thing I saw different in Jamaica is that there is very many beaches, because we could see Dee Mwango going to different beaches. And actually, I have mentioned in my previous videos the different beaches that we have come across during their tour in Jamaica. In Kenya, the only place we have beaches is along the coast. Now, Mombasa, the coastal area, Mombasa, that is where we have the beaches. And that is why most of the Kenyans, they actually travel during the holiday seasons to the coastal area, because that is where we have recreational places, we have the beaches, we have the hotels, we have a lot of things around Mombasa, Malindi, Lamu. So that is where we have the beaches. In Nairobi, we don't have. There are no beaches in Nairobi, and therefore it is very, very different from Jamaica. The other thing that I saw is that Jamaicans have a lot of fruits, varieties. And in Kenya, we also have varieties, but not so many. In Kenya, we have pineapples, we have bananas, we have mangoes, we have oranges, and nowadays I'm seeing people growing those fruits that are from abroad, diaspora fruits. Like apple, there are some people that are planting apple nowadays, and other fruits that I cannot be able to mention all. But I found that Jamaica, they have a lot of fruits. The other thing that I found in Jamaica is that the streets are all rainbowed. They are rainbowed. Kenya, we have the streets rainbowed, but not all of them. In Nairobi, the streets are very well labeled. There are street lights, there are trees, and recently Nairobi has actually been planted trees around the parts, and it is very clean nowadays. Initially, it used to be slightly dirty, but nowadays the city council has done a good job in Nairobi. But when I compare Nairobi and Jamaica, I could see a lot of differences because it is so clean even in the ghetto areas. That is another thing that I noted. The ghetto in our country are not as clean as the ghetto in Jamaica. Actually, I will take you in the ghetto in Nairobi, and actually the one that is just near me, Huruma, and you see the differences between the ghetto in Kenya and the ghetto in Jamaica. There is slight difference between the two places. The people of Jamaica are actually very warm, welcoming. They can direct you, and I hope that is what you are, because I saw that they were ready to show Dee Mwango places, they are ready to show shorn Arwa. Even people who don't know you, they are willing to show you. And I saw that is also a similarity in Kenya, though sometimes it's slightly dangerous to ask people to show you the way, especially in Nairobi, because you can meet a person who is not good and actually takes you to somewhere, and you get to danger. So it's not recommended that you go telling strangers to show you the way in Nairobi. it can be very risky. So we have run a lot. The other thing, though I was comparing these two towns, I want to say there are so many people that have been talking about Jamaica as a dangerous place to visit. And I have come to realize the people of Kingston and the people of Trenchtown are very, very welcoming people. We have seen Dee Mwango and shorn Arwa actually moving freely in the ghetto areas of Jamaica, talking to people, and we saw that Dee Mwango is very much known there. People appreciate her, people love her, people are ready to interact with her, people are ready to do stuff with her. The other day we saw her meeting a YouTuber, and they really helped each other in this journey of YouTube. And that is what we call love. In this world, you cannot do things alone. You need other people, irrespective of who they are, irrespective of their financial status, irrespective of their race. We need each other. We are humanity. We cannot survive without others. And therefore, it is very, very important to appreciate other people, to appreciate their cultural differences, to appreciate their language differences, to appreciate their ways of life, to appreciate who they are. Because we cannot all of us be the same. And therefore, I was wondering, as I looked at this video, Dee Mwango moving along the streets of Trenchtown, and shorn Arwa and Esther and Kino, and all the other YouTubers that have gone to Jamaica, and I was wondering, why do people exclaim and exaggerate how dangerous places are? Actually, if you come to Nairobi, people will tell you, when you go to the ghetto, you'll be mad, you'll be done this and this, but I have been going to the ghetto and I've never seen that. I think the mentality of people, especially people who have not interacted with the people from the ghetto, people who have not interacted with the people in the middle class, let me call them that. They always think that other people are very, very, I don't know how they are that, or I don't know how they see them, and they forget. Majority of us come from ghetto. Majority of us, we spend our lives in the ghetto. Majority of us, God has just blessed us rightly to come from that place to the world. And I tell you that very few people that do not start from the ghetto. Unless your father was a minister, your father was an MP, your father was a government civil servant, most of us start from the ghetto. And at one time or another, we live in the ghetto. We experience the ghetto life. And that is what we see in shorn Arwa. She's ready to interact because she has been brought up from ghetto. I myself have stayed in the ghetto for quite some time. And you understand these people. These people are great people. It's only that God has not blessed them to be where you are. And we are always told we are on a rain. You don't know whether tomorrow that person you are actually ignoring, that person you think that they are from the ghetto, will be ahead of you and you'll be required to respect them. Because life is a circle. It can take you to the side of poverty when this person you think that they are poor, they are on the side of riches. Because our tomorrow and our destiny is in the hands of God. He is the one who approves whomever he wants and blesses whomever he wants. So it is very wrong to have this perspective. And if there is one or two people that are bad, don't actually generalize the whole people in the ghetto place that they are bad. That you should be careful. Watch yourself. What? Because I could see a lot of comments. We have changed the narrative. Shorn Arwa, Dee Mwango, Odmaya, Miss Trudy, and African Tigress, and other YouTubers that have arrived in Jamaica, they have changed the narrative. That Jamaica is not as dangerous as people exaggerate. It's not a bad place to visit. It's a wonderful place to be. They are wonderful people. They are great stuff to see in Jamaica. It is one of the world's 12 therefore, Jamaica, just like most of you are telling me, from your mouth to God's ears, one day I will ride there and I will really celebrate the people of Jamaica, because we are all one people, one race, and all of us, we are created by God. There are no people that were created better than the other. All of us, we were created the same, and we are equal before the eyes of God. And therefore it is good to respect each other, to love each other, to embrace each other, to uplift each other, to hold each other's hand as we rise from our ashes to the grace of God. Guys, see you during the next video, and